Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to make marbled bread. I love making these because they're visually stunning and the chocolate ones are kids' favorite. I'm going to show you how to do turmeric and cocoa bread, so it will be 3 colors. We always start with a white base, or at least I try to start with a white base. It's my regular sourdough recipe. Bread flour, water, levain, salt. I like to make the colored portions of the dough a little bit larger than the white one. For the cocoa portion, I include the cocoa powder initially with the flour and water, so I Autolyse them at the same time before adding the levain. And same goes for the turmeric. I add the turmeric along with the flour and the water. For marbled bread, I prefer to keep the different colored doughs in separate bowls. It helps us develop the strength of the gluten for each portion separately without mixing with the colors. So I will do the Autolyse and the first 2 or 3 coil folds separately before laminating the dough. At the lamination stage we'll incorporate the different elements of the dough, and then we'll move them into one container, and after that we'll do one more coil fold. As I was saying, I have done different versions of these. My kids' favorite is just a simple white and cocoa powder one. It's literally like a marbled dough, and I usually add chocolate chips with that, and it makes a great breakfast bread or a snack. I have also done a marbled bread with butterfly pea tea, and that's beautiful blue tea. Actually, it's not blue tea, but it's the flowers give you this gentle blue color, and I would steep the leaves of the flower and mix it into the dough, so the flour will be mixed in with the blue tea, which I steep and then cool down, and that gives you a wonderful blue color, and there's absolutely no taste, so it's really a great way to incorporate natural color into your baking. I've done white and blue, I've done white, blue and cocoa, I've done white, blue and turmeric. For turmeric, it's really interesting. You don't really get the same intense taste, at least in my opinion, after the bread is baked, as you get in cooked food. If you add turmeric to let's say butternut squash soup, the taste is pretty intense. In this case, even though I add several tablespoons of it in my dough, you don't get that turmeric taste in the bread. It's not intense, it's mild, it kind of complements cocoa bread as well. As I was saying, I will mix these separately, and I love this plastic container. It's my bowl, it's large, I love it, the cleanup is great. And so I will mix the different parts of the dough separately, cover them, keep them on the bench until I have to laminate them. Okay, so I have written the portions for the water. Initially I weighed slightly less than I ended up needing, so I have added in the final recipe includes the correct amounts of water and flour. I only adjusted the hydration for the turmeric and the cocoa portions of the dough, and I will leave the final recipe in the description below. I will also include my method in the description below, the timing of the Autolyse, addition of levain and salt, and the coil folds. Once you do the 3 coil folds, it's time to laminate the dough. I spray water on the counter or your kitchen bench and gently start stretching the dough with wet hands. If you have a bench scraper, it might come in handy. I try to wet my fingers and stretch it until you can see it to the thinness of a window pane. Then for the cocoa dough, before I put it down, I stretch it gently into a rectangle because that makes it easier to spread it onto the white dough. Now, I like to start with the white dough because I prefer for the bread to be kind of encased in the white part of the dough, because the cocoa, I don't want it, the cocoa portion might burn, and I don't like that. I don't like seeing brown bread. It's a personal preference. So again, gently stretch it. If it sticks, that's okay. Gently stretch it until the whole white dough is covered, and then add the turmeric dough. If you need to wet your hands, it might be helpful to keep a bowl of water next to your workspace and dip your fingers in. So repeat the same with the turmeric, stretch it into a rectangle and then gently spread over the cocoa portion of the dough. I have the video sped up. But it might take you about 5 minutes to do the lamination. Once you add all 3 layers, you can stretch the 3 of them at the same time and then add whatever inclusions you want. You can add nuts, and raisins go really well with turmeric. It would help if you pre-soak the raisins. I do chocolate chips because that's what my kids like. Eyeball it. I don't measure the chocolate chips. The more the merrier. After lamination, you will do 1 more coil fold 60 minutes later, and then 60 minutes after that you will shape the dough and put it away into the fridge for cold retard. I do it for petard. I do a simple letter fold shaping, and I'm gonna pop a video of another baking tutorial for you to see how to do a simple shaping. It's really a good idea to leave the shaped dough on the counter for 40 minutes before you put it away into the fridge for cold retard. I'll leave detailed instructions in the description. And when you're ready to slice this bread, you'll be rewarded with a visually stunning view of marbled layers. If you like this video tutorial, I hope you will click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more guided tutorials, and also follow me on Instagram for daily posts.